Hello and welcome to another edition of our Women's Basketball Roundtable. I'm Sam Ficarro, joined by Kaye, Leah Soto, and Gigi Micketti. So guys, ASU split the Territorial Cup Series with Arizona. They went 1-1. They lost the first game 62-58, and then came back and won the second game with a wire-to-wire win. They led the whole game. So Gigi, what was the biggest change from Friday's loss to Sunday's win?
Honestly, I think a huge part of it was just the defense. I think they were a little rattled being in Tucson, and unfortunately they just let that game skate by, but they came back and were able to hold that lead with a really strong defensive play and just did a great job.
I think they came out and they played with a lot more energy than they had in the first game. They were aggressive throughout the entire time, except for the fourth quarter, but that's when they had reason to slow down. They were up by 22 points, so I just think that they managed to keep it going and stay strong the whole time.
It was definitely the guard play. In the first game, all 5 guards combined for 15 points on like 25 shots. In this game, Sabrina Haynes alone had like 12 or 13. So just a monumental leap, and they started to play much better. They were getting everyone involved. Sabrina Haynes just went off as she did a couple weeks ago. She had a few games skid where she was just looking bad, but she got back to it, and they were pushing the ball down low, and it created more space later on in the game. Yeah,
Charlie Turner-Thorne definitely thought that the ASU was more aggressive this time around. She felt like the same intensity was just not there Friday night. So also this weekend marked the start of Kelsey Moose's return. Moose, who has missed 13 games, she's been out since New Year's Day since she had that injury to her foot. And so now she's back, and now ASU is hoping now she can bring instant impact to the lineup. So what does she bring that ASU was missing these last couple of months, Gigi?
Honestly, I think it revolves back to the defense. She didn't really put a lot on the stats both games, but you could see her out there on the court, especially in the second game against Arizona. She just had an amazing presence, and the team was able to unify and just stay really strong and solid defensively.
I think she brings a good amount of seniority to the team, and it's that guidance that really helps the other players, like younger players, be able to stay consistent and play well. And I think that it's her presence that just really inspires everybody on the team.
One of the things is she spreads the floor very well for the Devils. They just put her out on the corner. She's always a three-point threat, so they can just kick it out there. And then if like Sabrina Haynes or one of the other guards wants to get isolation, she's already spread the floor. They can get in. Quinn Dornstadter and Sophie Bruner can go to work down low because one of the guards is out covering Kelsey Moose.
Yeah, like I felt Moose's impact, I think, really helps the freshmen. Robbie, she said this at her press. She thought Robbie Ryan was just fatigued, playing all these major minutes, which normally that for a freshman it's a lot, especially with the grind of this Pac-12 season's been with it so competitive. So guys, ASU will wrap up the season this weekend. They have USC and UCLA. They dropped both games in LA. They got pretty much destroyed against UCLA. They were down big and they made a late run at the end, but it was too little too late. Then USC was flipped. They were up and then they fell apart in the second half and lost by 15. So what area of ASU will you guys hope they can really really make the team better? They can make it better heading into the Pac-12 tournament in Seattle?
I think they just need to learn to remain consistent, especially shooting-wise, because that inconsistency makes them lose games. And if you can't make your shots, obviously, you're not going to get the points and win the game. So as long as they can remain consistent in those areas, and especially now with Kelsey Moose being back to be able to shoot those threes and make those, I think they can do well, but they just have to, again, remain consistent.
I think they really need to play the way that they played on Sunday with a lot of aggression and physicality. I think when they bring that to the court and it really pumps them up, and if they can keep it going throughout the whole game, they make their baskets, and I think they do a really good job on both ends of the court.
Yeah, they just need to keep up their intensity throughout the entire game, because you'll see where they have spurts where they just kind of take a quarter off, and that's really killed them in the past. For the first couple of games, it was the third quarter. They were just brutal. They would just get outscored by 5 or 6, and it was just over from there. So as long as they can keep the game plan just throughout the entire game, everyone just maybe move them through so that everyone's so fatigued right now. Get the guards playing well, and that should be helpful.
Yeah, I think for ASU it's really important they get the perimeter shooting going for the freshmen to try to get some confidence heading into Seattle, because it becomes do or die. They have to perform that day. And so it'll be interesting to see if they can manage the fatigues. all the teams are fatigued now. It's just been how tough the Pac-12's been. So this has been our Women's Basketball Roundtable. For all of our women's basketball content, make sure to go to devilsindetail.com. I'm Sam, he's Jordan, she's Leah, and she's Gigi. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.